Welcome to Beyond the Network Marketing Dream, where we go beyond the hype and head behind the scenes with industry leaders and experts. Join us for new insights, strategies, and smart discussions about building successfully in today's world.
Well, welcome to the show, Aaron, Beyond the Network Marketing Dream. And I am with Aaron Browning, who is a friend, a big-time leader, is on a new venture and crushing it. Aaron, it is awesome to be with you.
Man, I'm super, super excited. I've had this on the calendar for a couple of weeks. I've been marking the day, clearing it, making sure no conflicts jumped up. Excited to spend time with you, man.
It's going to be great. And we've already, what's crazy is, he and I get on the call and I've already learned like a half a dozen things, Aaron, that I'm going to put in place right away. I started recording early just so my team could hear it. And the good news is we will regurgitate just a little bit of it, because I think as a listener, if somebody is aspiring, if they're in the network marketing space and they're going, look, I want to build a massive business, I want to generate leads, then they're going to pick up some ideas today. Not necessarily that's going to help their whole team duplicate this strategy, but as a leader, you've got to have a way to quickly and easily generate a lot of interest in your business. And Aaron, tell us about just the high level first, kind of what are you doing? You and I know each other way back in the day from LegalShield. You've launched into the solar industry, you're crushing it. So give us a little bit of idea of the transition, what you're working on, what you're excited about.
Lot to unpack there. Yeah, for sure. Let me write that down so I don't forget. So I got started with network marketing three and a half years ago with LegalShield. I knew nothing about network marketing prior to that. I had read a book that was network marketing based, and the model just made sense to me. Not knowing anything, I jumped in. We were pretty successful with it, as at the risk of sounding cocky, but I also want to make sure the audience knows. In a short period, I think 2 years, we attracted 7,000 business partners to that venture. We had done really well financially, and it woke something inside of me. That whole leverage piece, the whole personal development. I had been doing a lot of personal development with real estate, my background, everything else. But just seeing another field that was so heavily exposed to that, it's like right now, man. Like I can hop on a call with you all day and talk shop. Same idea with most network marketing companies, and that's what I love. It's that drive and that hunger to get better, to just do well. And so about a year ago, a friend of mine that I knew from high school, actually, and I won't tell you how long ago that was to date ourselves, but he kept calling me up and said, "Dude, you gotta sell solar." I could be blunt, transparent, right?
Yeah.
Well, I had no interest in selling glass. None. I could barely spell the word. I didn't know anything about solar. And so that's what he kept leading with. We'll talk about how not to recruit somebody, right?
Right.
Finally, though, he did the right things. I know he's going to watch this. He's going to give me grief for it. He finally leveraged a tool. He sent a video over. He said, "Aaron, I respect you as a business guy. Give me my blind spots. Like, tell me what I'm missing." I wish I had my cup. I grabbed my favorite cup of coffee and my notepad, and I was ready to rip my friend apart. True story. I push play on this video. I'm 3 minutes in. I hit him back and I say, "Get me on the phone with the owner, the president." He goes, "What happened?" I said, "You guys stole our exact same model over at eXp Realty." He goes, "What's that?" I said, "Dude, we're not even friends anymore. The fact you don't know what I do." But I said, "Get me on the phone with somebody." And so that's what he did. He got me on the phone with the president. I said, "I can't believe God's blessing me with a round 2 of this thing. We made a fortune. We changed a lot of lives." I said, I'll figure out how to spell solar, what solar means, but let's freaking go. And I love that story for several reasons. One is that's what leaders do. I didn't have all the answers, guys. Like I didn't know how to spell it. Like that's a true story. Like I'm making fun of myself. In fact, I knew nothing about it. No one on my street had it. I live in Virginia. It's not really popular yet here. It's not like I'm out in Cali, but I knew a business model. I met the leaders, the president of the company and the CEO. I said, okay. And I knew the model. Those are the 3 things I evaluate my opportunities on. Right. And I said, dude, let's go all in. We'll figure it out.
Say the 3 again.
So I started to go blank on it. For me, it's the leadership. It's the model. Do I understand the model? And then it's the timing of the opportunity. Meaning if Uber called me right now, I love the Uber. I love the leadership. I love the model. I missed the T in timing. Like, you know what I mean? We're not in the dorm room
And
right
so
now.
under model, you've got kind of the product and the timing of the go-to-market of the target.
Yeah, I want to be in the top of the first inning. Like, I want the lion's share. And once again, I'm just keep it real, man. You can edit out if you have to, but it's just the way I roll. I missed that at LegalShield. I came 20 years too late. Although we did very, very well, there was a fortune that was made early. And I missed that. I just, quite frankly, I did, man. It is what it is. And so for me, the timing's important.
And Aaron, I'm kind of breaking almost this conversation we're going to have today almost into two segments. And one is some of the stuff that you're doing is not really going to duplicate. And that's a reality in networking. You have to know where you are in the space, right? What you're trying to accomplish. And then I do want to talk a little bit about your using the RapidFunnel platform. And more importantly, I want to talk about like systems that do duplicate and creating momentum through an organization and almost separate the two, if that makes sense to you. Like, let's talk about some of the stuff you're doing as an elite leader. And elite leaders can hear this and go, okay, but do you agree that you kind of have to separate, like, am I doing these to create momentum and duplication, depth, simplicity, speed, or am I doing this as an activity as an elite leader? Does that make sense? And does that?
It does, man. I'm to be honest, I'm torn on this. So my training was old school LegalShield.
Yeah.
To where if it doesn't duplicate, you don't do it. And I agree with it for certain extent. So I really do. I agree with where you're going with that, and I want to go there. But I will also tell you that philosophy kept me from being who I wanted to be.
Yeah, I'm following you because I did it too. I put the blind a little bit, and I didn't realize there's so many other opportunities. But yeah, keep going.
I don't ever want to make someone's world smaller than mine, for one, right? That's leadership 101. If I make my world big enough that you can fit in it, you can play in it, you'll stay forever. And that was one of my growth problems. I hit that block of it stunted my growth. I do think a lot of things can duplicate with the right systems behind you. And so I'll give you an example. I've gone all in on podcasts. Part of the reason I'm here, like 5-6 weeks ago. I'm not going to say I'm a vet by any stretch, but I am like leaning in and I am like having a blast doing it. Here's the cool part. To your point, could a lot of people on my team do that? Probably not. Probably not. Would they do it? Probably not. But here's what I'm figuring out. I've had several people on my podcast that couldn't host it, but were fantastic guests.
Yeah.
They were led. They had someone like Patrick Shaw asking the right questions, getting them comfortable to where now I'm getting that message out there for them to their database. I'm helping lead that. So they might not be in the driver's seat of that newer technology, but I think there's a place for all of us to play. I really, really do.
Yeah. No, and it is levels. Like that brand spanking new person that is in the rank and file, so to speak. Maybe that's where you make sure to get them in the door, get them a check, make sure it's simple, and then you just start elevating as you move up.
Yeah, I think it's also, building, we call it lanes to play in. That's something else I love about where I'm at. And there's a lot of companies that have that. So no judgment here.
Yeah.
I wanted, that was one of my knocks previously. It was, I love attracting talent. I believe talent hangs out with talent. So I'm constantly raising my bar to be able to attract better talent. Part of the reason I'm on a podcast with Patrick Shaw, like that, talk about bucket list, right? Like that's huge, right? Anyway, so talent hangs out with talent. I wanted to make sure that when talent comes over, and I'm talking like business owner talent, they would always, not always, but a lot of them, right? They own successful companies. Awesome, Aaron. I see this. I see the model. I see the comp plan. I got 20,000 I want to spend on ads. Like, where am I going with it? I didn't have a solution in my previous company for that. I didn't. Like, it was only one way. It was playing rather small. Now I don't talk about someone else spending 20 grand to the rest of my team. But oh my gosh, if I attract a business leader that knows this, that wants to hire an inside sales team, outside sales, door knockers, I have a vehicle, I have a lane for them to play in. I think that's important.
That is awesome. I love it. Okay, let's talk specifically, because I want the listeners to hear this, because it is so cool what you're doing right now. And it gives you, I want you to promote your podcast. I'll get on there as well. And I think people just, even if they're not in solar and they're listening to this and they're saying, hey, I want to understand how to do some more of this, they could literally go and visit your podcast. They could see what's going on and see how you've created some of these simple and incredible systems. So let's start maybe first with YouTube.
Yep. Yeah. So I've gone all in on YouTube, like anything social media. And once again, it's like a weight off my shoulders. I'm able to lead with what my opportunity is. I'm transparent about it. I am crystal clear on who my audience is. My audience, by the way, not the audience for solar as a whole, but who I want to attract. Like, I know my tribe. I know my people. It is people who are hungry, coachable, business owners, entrepreneurs, people that like multiple income streams, leverage. And so I'm really transparent on that. So I'm on YouTube. My intention is every single day, multiple times a day, with shorts and everything else. I would say I'm pretty good about doing it. Like, at least once a day, there's going to be some content from me, whether long form or short form, where I'm getting really, really purposeful. And I don't want to lose anybody, right? Because I know you're probably like I was a year ago, YouTube, podcast. I don't know if that's me. I'm repurposing content I'm already doing. So I know Patrick's audience. They're leaders. They're leaders. Guys, we already lead. So now I repurpose my podcast. I'm going to repurpose what I'm doing with Patrick Shaw right now. I have a coaching call right after this with someone, a very important leader in my company. Guess what I'm going to do? Turn my phone on and record me answering the questions. That will become a YouTube short. So anything I am doing, I'm just filming it. Nothing so far, knock on wood, that I have recorded to YouTube or all my social media, I filmed for the intention of that one vehicle. It was all
show me a ridiculous tool that you're using to record so that you and your team can easily splice, pull that, and purpose it. Talk about that for a sec.
Yeah, so I'm all about systems. That's how I met Patrick. I fell in love with him at LegalShield. Once again, I was not qualified to be talking to him at that point. I was brand new to network marketing, but I geeked on his app, like geeked on it. I said, oh my gosh. In fact, we ended up becoming partners and brought it to our real estate company, like this thing. I remember when I first saw it, I said, oh my. And by the way, the rest of the people didn't even know what they had. That's a whole other subject. But I just love it. I love systems. Systems make ordinary people exceptional. And I am ordinary. But when I get behind RapidFunnel, our version NRGIZE, oh my gosh, it makes me look good. It makes our team look good. So I love that. And I forgot my train of thought already. You got me excited.
You're using. So you're recording, right? And you're using what platform to record on and why?
Yeah, I use a company called Riverside FM. We will throw a link somewhere on here. Amazing. They're not sponsored, by the way. It's just tech that I'm using on a daily basis. It is. I like it more than Zoom because of the quality of the output. So it does 1080 instead of 720. You're able to add logos if you want to, and fancier things like that. But the real reason I'm doing it, I'm not good at video editing. I have no intention of learning it. This has been a block of mine and why I did not jump on YouTube 5 years ago. Because I always said, how am I going to create the content? How am I going to edit? And it just blocked me. It was my ceiling of achievement. And so this program, instead of doing the traditional editor where you have to like scroll the little bar down, oh, I went too far, let me go back. Oh, I cut off Patrick what he just said, right? It is what they call transcription editing, transcription AI. It's built into the package. It's like $20 a month. It's a joke. But anyway, I can go through there, film a 45-minute podcast, break it into 30 shorts for YouTube, 30 TikToks, 30 Facebook Reels, 30 Instagram Reels, all from the same content.
And he's doing it, you guys understand, he's doing it from the words. So he can come up, see one great sentence, and he happens to have an in the middle. That he just removes the and it removes the audio portion. And so now he takes the short and repurposes it wherever he wants.
Yep. That's all we're doing.
Crazy.
Okay. The other big piece of tech. So I just told you guys how my life changed because of AI and editing. Because if you told me to go spend an hour editing, it's probably hours, right? I know Patrick has a team that does that. I don't have that. I'm not Patrick Shaw yet. So this AI, it allows for ordinary people. You guys see the trend systems, right? Same thing with like the Prospect app. The other one I was going to
pull it up. You can share your screen real quick and just show them that. Now we're going to talk about AI for a second, and I'll let you pull it up while I'm framing this. But Aaron, we talk about AI and chat and what's going on there and how to use some of this technology. Aaron is using this to pre-promote the podcast, to come up with the title and the descriptions. Go ahead, Aaron. This is crazy.
Yeah. So the two blocks for me using social media or using like video on social media was the editing. And then the second thing is like the wording behind it. That is not my gift from God at all. I'm a visionary. I'm a doer. And so like I could go create a video and then it sat on my shelf. Talk about dating myself. Sat on my computer because I didn't know keywords, hashtags, what was allowed, bio description, linking, any of that stuff. I now go to ChatGPT. I'll show it. You guys know I don't care. In fact, here's one. Watch this. This is this morning. Too funny. This was not planned at all. Oh, you're going to see all my little goodies. Oh, man, Patrick, we got to charge for this, buddy.
I like it.
Okay, so this morning, this is a podcast I filmed on Tuesday. Ignore misspelling. I told you it's not my gift from God. I'm here to build. You got to give ChatGPT a character. So I said, you're a marketing genius. I'm not looking for average, by the way. You'll notice that about me. I need a few Facebook posts promoting my new ebook. That's another one. I didn't even tell Patrick yet. I wrote an ebook 2 days ago with ChatGPT. It's a lead magnet. It blows my mind. For my new ebook, here's the landing page. I wanted it to get what the page was about. The book answers the 10 most asked questions that homeowners ask online when they consider going solar. Got the questions and the ebook from ChatGPT. I said, I want you to write 5 Facebook posts that grab people. Use strong hooks. So it gave me some. Includes my link. I copy and paste this, guys. This is how I'm posting all day, every day.
Man. I mean,
Watch this. It wasn't aggressive. It wasn't aggressive enough for me. I said, do it again, but be Grant Cardone.
Oh, get out.
Get out, guys. Look at this. And so literally, I take all these. I go to notepads because I'm not on a computer all day. I grab the podcast and I copy all of the things that let me do one right here. All of the social media things that I'll be sharing for the week. It's all done, all linked. I copy and paste 5 of these a day. All done. LinkedIn, everything. I take my video. I'll go back and I'll say, here are the 10 questions I asked Patrick Shaw. It was a killer call. Here are a couple keywords I would like. Can you write me a podcast description? I grab it. I paste it. Guys, this changed my life. Like,
Unbelievable.
Being transparent, I won't recognize where I'm at a year from today.
Right.
This technology, those 2 things allowed me to live my dream. Like now I'm on video. I could never do that without it. I'm
listening to Alex Hormozi the other day, Aaron, and he's talking about activity, basically, right? He's saying, he's doing like 100 or 200, 300 grand a month. And he goes to this event and he's like the poor guy in the room or whatever. People are doing 3 million a month.
Great room to be in.
And yeah, good room to be in. And he's strategizing and he's trying to come up with strategy. And it goes back to 101. He asked one of the guys, he's like, man, you're doing 3 million a month. He says, look, let me take a look at your Twitter feed, your YouTube feed. Let me see YouTube. And listen, I'll be transparent. I hate that stuff. Like I'd rather shoot nails in my foot than be on Facebook a bunch. But to be honest, as a marketing tool, if I can find a way around having to be there myself, but my content can still get there, yep, I'm okay with that, right? I don't mind that. And Hormozi said, this guy basically said, look, let me see your post. He goes, I post 5 times more than you do. And this guy, trust me, doing $3 million a month, he is not sitting on Facebook every day typing stuff out. Correct. There are systems for this. And so I don't care who you are, you're listening to Aaron and listen, you went through this with me 10 minutes ago or whatever. I am going to implement 5 things he said already. So much of life is about execution.
Let's touch on that for a second.
Yeah.
I want to touch on that because this is going to get lost in the average person listening. I know you don't attract average. This is what sets Patrick Shaw apart, my friends. 1,000%. I already know this. He hasn't told me. We will wrap up this call. If he has another meeting, he'll do it. He will not put his head on the pillow today without the implementation plan in place. Guaranteed. I'll have a call with him in a few days saying, here's what I did. Here's what we did. Can you look at guaranteed. Yep. This is not one of those where you have a great conversation and then a month goes by. No, I haven't got to it yet. He gets stuff done. Totally love that you said that.
You can talk about not the brightest in the room. I mean, literally, I failed the 4th grade twice. It takes a unique talent, but I do, Aaron. I know how to execute. And sometimes I make the wrong decision, execute on the wrong thing. It all works out in the wash. 100%. You just got to execute. It's so good. Okay. All right. What else do we have to share? So the AI chat, the recorder, YouTube, leveraging it. What are the thoughts on that side of things?
Yeah, I mean, we touched on a lot of it. ChatGPT is my big one. Since that rolled out 4 months ago, though, new tech is coming up every single day. I don't want someone to sit on the sidelines being like, it's overwhelming. Just pick one. ChatGPT, it's free. I love free. It's free. It's free. There's a paid version. I do have that. It's $20 a month. That's nothing as a business owner. If it is, you got to figure that piece out, my friends. Like we got to. That's the big one. Go play with it for free. It is not rocket science. Go to YouTube. Go to my YouTube. Go hop on our solar podcast. We talk sales. It's not just solar. You'll get nuggets like this. You just got to be around it. Be purposeful with it. just figuring out that piece of your marketing. Most of us in network marketing, we're not marketing specialists. There are a few rare ones, right? Top marketers aren't the best recruiters. So when you can leverage technology and systems for that, by the way, Patrick, I used it for creating a drip inside of RapidFunnel, if I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah.
My drip that is so kick ass. My recruiting one, like I am so fired. My team is fired up. I have people from other teams trying to get it, and it's hard because I love sharing. But none of that was original. I had some ideas. Yeah. I go to ChatGPT. I said, "You're Grant Cardone. You're the #1 recruiter in network marketing. You're a solar professional. I need to stop someone in their tracks who's never thought about entering solar. What's the best email?" And I said, "Here's a couple bullet points." It wrote it. I said, "Cool. 3 days later, I want to pop a follow-up. What do you recommend?" Nope. Tweak this. Tweak it. Done. I built out I think it's like a 6-month drip right now, all with ChatGPT. I could not have done that without it.
That is so cool. Okay, so let's stop there for a second. Now let's talk about team building on the second half of this. Team building as it does relate to leveraging the digital world. I mean, we live in a different world, Aaron, and talk about dating ourselves. You know, I started when there was a VH tape, a fax, a phone, and a meeting to go to. That was it. And so the reality is duplication was even easier, even though you think with all this technology, we would be crushing it. It's actually gotten more difficult in many ways because people are distracted, right? And so talk a little bit about what you are doing, whatever that may be, whether it's RapidFunnel or otherwise, it doesn't matter. Like, what are you doing to help new people to sell them on the fact that the average person that they can build in the solar business working your system? Kind of how do you go about that right now?
Yeah, well, it's a lot, man. It's a great question. I mean, that's the price of admission right there. It's about systems, and I know it's yours, but it's RapidFunnel, man. Like that is what our team uses. We have a culture on our team. If it's not in our app, is what RapidFunnel app, it didn't happen. I won't coach someone on my team unless they can show me that the homepage of their app showing 2 metrics that I care about is how many conversations, how many exposures, and then the engagement statistic, because I can coach on either one. Nothing worse than having a phone call from a brand new rep, brand new seller, whatever you want to call them in your company. They're like, "Man, I'm trying this. It's just not working. I knew it. It's just not going to work." I don't know if that's an effort thing or if that's a
crazy how easy it is, really.
No, but think about it. Here's real life. And some people are going to hate me for this, and it's fine. My time is important. I got big freaking dreams. I got a beautiful family. I got calls like this I want to do. So I won't hop on a 15-minute coaching call with someone until they send me that app. Because if they send me that, tell me it's not working, and yet they sent out 2 resources in 45 days, we have an effort conversation we're about to have. Right? Versus I sent out 1 a day. I didn't get any signups. Now we have a scripting. We got a framework conversation. I need to know that as a leader. And so your app, man, it changed my life. It allows that.
That is so cool. The level you understand it though, like, and we're training a lot more than we used to. So we onboard companies, as you know now, and you've been working with Kevin and some of our teams. But you already know this stuff. Like, you know it inside now. But a few people, you know, sometimes they just didn't connect the dots and understand that what you just described is everything. Like, the other stuff is the 10%. The 90% is, who did you talk to today and who are we going to follow up with?
Yep.
Right?
If you do the effort and you stay on task with our scripts, I will make you successful. I tell everyone on our team. If you lose one of those, we're going to have a problem. It's going to be an uphill battle. You're going off the reservation. You got to figure it out. But with those 2 things, and the only way, you know, the problem with sales is people like to fluff. And so everybody thinks the world's fallen out. Everyone thinks it doesn't work for me, but usually it's an effort issue, unfortunately. Yeah. And that's what that app allows. So once again, if you're using this app and if you're on this podcast, I pray to God you are. I really, really do. Make sure you build your team culture around it, because that starts at the top. That starts with leadership. I will never, ever send someone my YouTube videos, even the ones I'm personally doing, unless it's in the app. If I can't track it, I don't do it. And so my posture, my language to my team, it's organic. It's because I'm doing it. I can show them my homepage of the app. And that's the other thing too. We talked about how some things might not be duplicatable that I'm doing. I do think I'm changing that because of AI and technology. I really do. I'm changing the seat on the bus. Maybe they're a guest on it. But the other cool thing is you could be an absolute rock star like Patrick, film an amazing walkthrough video of your presentation, whatever that looks like, whatever you're selling, right? If you could upload that into the app, if I can use Chat GPT to become an expert on the text language, the email body that goes with it, on the header that we do above the video, all this stuff is important, by the way. I'm not good at it, but I leverage.
You just get my head reeling though, man, because I start thinking like,
oh, dude,
you have the YouTube posts. Because if I were prospecting, I would think I would in solar. There are certain podcasts where you attract very specific people for certain reasons. Do you title and describe and create descriptions and use those as prospecting tools and load them in the platform to send to the team?
100%.
That is so
100%.
cool. That's unbelievable.
But see, once again, this is duplicating. I mean, reusing content.
Right.
Every podcast episode is added to our follow-up campaigns. Like, oh my God. And we have it. We have it.
Right.
Look at this. I mean, it's so dumb. So it's evergreen. So literally,
so they need to understand this. So if I'm using the platform, his NRGIZE platform, the RapidFunnel version in his company, it's his branding logo, all that kind of stuff. But if he's using that, we have a 99.7% delivery rate on email. So I bump into Bob, I meet Bob, we have a solar conversation. I can tell the timing's not perfect. I'm probably not going to follow up with Bob, but I know Bob's a good guy, but timing's not right? Right guy, wrong time. So I put Bob into a campaign, and now Aaron, the leader of that group, has written short, simple little campaigns. Hey, Bob, I was thinking about you. I thought you'd appreciate this podcast, right? Because I messed up my persons here, but if I recruited Bob, I would put Bob in that campaign. And I'd say, Bob, I was thinking about you. Aaron Browning's one of my friends, which is absolutely true. I'm part of Aaron's organization. Aaron Browning's one of my friends. He launched this podcast. I thought you would particularly enjoy it. Super short email, personal, from me to Bob. And now all of a sudden, Bob is the right person. It's 8 months later. He watches this podcast and he's like, oh my gosh. And the minute he watches, I know how many minutes of the podcast he watched. I'm assuming we're loading that video for you, or you're playing it probably directly to YouTube.
I've done both, actually. I'm still testing a lot of things, but yeah,
and no matter what, I know he clicked on it.
Correct.
I know when Bob clicks on it, which means I know he's become a hot prospect. The app tells me, and now I turn around and Aaron's podcast just helped me get somebody. That's so cool.
It's great. Here's the other thing too, and what you just walked them through is like big picture, like perfect world.
Yeah.
For one, I don't have an ego when it comes to stuff I make. So our team, like the language on the drip is, oh my gosh, you got to check out my team's podcast. It's not even me.
Yeah.
It's like they're borrowing my influence. They like if that comes from Patrick, they think it's Patrick's. Even if all they do is clicked on the email, saw the thumbnail, saw the word, didn't even play it. They're now associating our team, Solar Icons, with technology, with podcasts, with AI. We crush every other team in our company. Like, there's not even a comparison.
Right.
I had a call the other day.
You guys are, listen, I've talked to enough people, and they're like, they don't know what he's doing. I mean, he's telling you what he's doing, but they can't understand how he's doing. Aaron is doing the numbers that he's doing. And the coolest part is, dude, you're just transparent, open, and uncensored, right? You're just sharing it. That's crazy.
It's what it's all about, man. You pay it forward, it comes back. And by the way, like I hopped on here to learn from Patrick. We spent 10 minutes where I was showing him some of my stuff. Me just teaching it, I become better. Patrick fires this question. I'm like, ooh, I didn't think about that. Right? It's who you hang out with. These conversations, gold. If he releases that first 15 minutes, it's over.
Aaron, dude, we're gonna do this again, and I'll jump on yours. And I'm almost excited because I know how quickly we're gonna do this again, because I am going to go figure a bunch of this stuff out really quickly. My team's gonna listen to the whole thing and the pre-recording, and I'm gonna be circling back with you. Any other resources? Anybody that's listening to this in networking, and listen, this is uncensored as well. Like, look, you're building a business. Somebody can reach out, or they can learn from you, or whatever it may be. But any other resources you'd want to share with anybody?
For my particular like operation,
what you're doing, or what they learned from you today that they might maybe they're not obviously looking for a business, but
yeah.
Those cases, but they want to learn from you and they want to go check something out. What are some of the resources you're using to use your business where they could connect with you or learn?
Obviously I'm on all social media accounts. My main one that's gonna help each and every one of you would be my YouTube channel. And if it's branded solar, ignore it. If you're not in solar, I'm not here to. You stay wherever you're at, whatever it does.
So that's right there. You will find solar sales uncensored.
You'll find nuggets. You'll see our shorts there. You'll see our interviews. Our podcast is all built in. All of this, by the way, I don't care what company you're in, steal mine. Steal the format, the language, any of that stuff. If you have questions about, what the certain AIs, that's really my big one. It has nothing to do with me. My fear with AI, I'm gonna give him a shout out. My business partner, Chris Hart, he got on the AI bandwagon like 3 months ago before me and kept telling me. It was over my head. It hurt my head. I was like, I don't have time to learn another thing, man. I'm building an organization. I just can't. Finally, whatever it was, I don't know, it was something he showed me what. I spent that night, I couldn't sleep. I'll never forget it. I came down at like midnight to my office. I started playing with it and I realized it was so dumbed down that this dummy myself could do this. And so there are people listening to this right now that the AI conversation hurts, and that's why you're not taking action. That was me. Don't let it be you anymore. Go to ChatGPT. I get nothing for it. Create a free account. Go play with it. Go type something in. In fact, you guys want homework? Can I give a homework assignment? This is what I do with my team.
Absolutely. Call to action, baby.
I love that. Hopefully, I don't even want this to end. Hopefully, everybody here is on LinkedIn. If not, shame on you. You got to go do it. Let me have a fierce conversation for a second. Get there. That's where business owners hang out, right? That's where talent hangs out. By the way, the average person on LinkedIn makes 6 figures. I don't have $99 to start a business on LinkedIn, right? Anyway, I can preach LinkedIn. I loved it. Here's what I want you to do. Here's the homework. Go to LinkedIn, grab your bio. You probably have something and it's awful. Mine was awful too, right? Awful. Grab it. Go to ChatGPT. Say you are a marketing guru. You are a marketing expert that specializes in LinkedIn. I want my profile redone. Here's what I currently have. My ideal audience is X, single moms. It's people who have failed in network marketing, people looking for skincare. It doesn't matter. Whatever your niche is, right? You could even add your website to your company, grab some sales language, the more info you give it, and say, generate me a LinkedIn profile. Watch what it spits out. I do it with every person on my team. They're hooked. Take that same profile and say, can you condense it for Facebook? Done. Can you condense it for TikTok? Done. You will spend 3 minutes doing this homework assignment and you will have the bombest social media bio on every social media platform you're on. Done.
Thanks for listening. If you know someone who would be a great guest for the show, send an email to beyondthedream@rapidfunnel.com.